Amidst the emerald expanse of the lush Brazilian rainforest, where the vines crawl and the leaves whisper secrets to the wind, cloaks a creature steeped in legend and awe. With its venom infused with a potent cocktail of deadly neurotoxins, capable of extinguishing a human life in mere minutes, this arachnid is not to be underestimated. Known for its lightning-fast movements and deadly fangs, encountering one of these pocket-sized death machines with their 4 front arms raised and their fangs bared is to experience a heart-pumping rush of adrenaline and terror. Meet the ultimate predator of the spider world, the Brazilian wandering spider. Brazilian wandering spiders, also called armed spiders or banana spiders, refers to the genus Phonutria of the family Ctenidae, which means murder-ass in Greek. They've got a horrible reputation with a very, very good reason, mainly to do with the power and the type of their venom. Bites from these spiders are always very serious and can result in horrifying injuries to people. With the most active neurotoxic venom of any spider, 30 times more powerful than that of a rattlesnake, it's no wonder the Guinness Book of World Records calls this the most venomous arachnid in the world. The fearsome contender blamed for some 60% of all spider bites in Brazil, where there are dedicated emergency wings in South American hospitals to deal with the aftermath. This tropical terror is born angry at the world. Spiders are not generally aggressive towards humans, but the Brazilian wandering spider is an interesting exception. It has the largest venom glands of any spider, as long as your fingernail, and holds enough venom to kill a child. Around 3,000 people a year in Brazil get bitten by the wandering spider, and it can be fatal. Besides, there's one very bizarre side effect from its venom, which you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. A lot of men who get bitten by Brazilian wandering spiders actually can get endless and very painful erections, which might sound a little bit funny, but believe me, it isn't. Do you have an erection? Is the first question a doctor will ask a male victim to identify whether the spider bite was truly from a wandering spider or not. Afterward, it can result in the total destruction of someone's sex life for the rest of their life. I'm sure I'm not doing a great deal for you arachnophobes out there, but trust me, out of the 50,000 odd species of spiders out there, this is one of the only ones that you genuinely need to be worried about. As their name suggests, these species of spiders are wandering in nature. They do not weave webs, instead they just wander on the forest floor at night, since they're nocturnal. And they do this in search of food, something which brings them into contact with people. Instead, they rely on overpowering their prey with venom, rather than catching them in an intricate web. During the day, it usually hides in areas that are dark and have cover, like houses, clothes, cars, boots, boxes, and log piles. Many who fall victim to the spider simply put on shoes or clothes where the spider bedded down. On the jungle floor, they lurk amidst the foliage, cloaking themselves within trees, bushes, and even towering termite mounds. Some cunningly employ the leaves and fronds of the rainforest as a strategic vantage point, from where they stealthily track their prey. As for being nicknamed banana spider, it's because they're often discovered in banana shipments hailing from Central and South America. Because of this, any spider that appears in a bunch of bananas should be handled carefully. Colloquially, the Brazilian prefix stuck because they were first discovered in Brazil. There are about 5 to 9 different species of Brazilian wandering spiders, all of which are nocturnal and are found in Central to South America, from Costa Rica down to Argentina along the Andes, as well as across the Amazonian rainforest. But when you hear someone saying armed spiders, Phonutra fera and Phonutra nigreventer are the 2 species that they're usually talking about. The nomenclature came from the Brazilian Arachna armadeira, a name that perfectly captures their aggressive posture of raising their front legs up in the air when they're threatened. Even though it's one of the top 5 most venomous spiders in the world, its size is comparatively small, with a leg span that can reach up to 7 inches and a total body length of up to 2 inches. Their coloration varies as they are fearsome, with shades of brown and gray prevailing, punctuated by delicately marked spots upon their abdomen. The foremost appendages of some of the species may bear ominous bands of black or yellow and white. Additionally, Certain species bears a stark linear stripe upon their frontal palps and a lone, tenebrous line that stretches along their dorsal carapace. The underside of their abdomen may be flecked with multiple rows of black dots, or a crimson tincture may suffuse the whole. When roused to anger, the Brazilian wandering spider assumes a menacing posture, raising its body upright, hoisting its first two pair of legs aloft, and brandishing its back legs in a sinuous sway. This display, combined with the right color patterns, is a good way to tell if the arachnid is a phenutria. Adult Brazilian wandering spiders prey on crickets and other large insects, small lizards, and bigger amphibious prey like hyalid tree frogs, while the spiderlings feed on flightless fruit flies and pinhead crickets. It's always high noon when it comes to these animals and their enemies. In the depths of the South American rainforest, a tiny Amazon tree frog serenade attracts the attention of a deadly predator, the Brazilian wandering spider. With lightning-fast speed, the spider pounces toward the frog, injecting it with venom that quickly subdues it. The frog's song fades away as it becomes yet another victim to the spider's predatory ways. This is just a glimpse into the raw and brutal reality of survival in the rainforest, where every moment could be your last. Foraging through the forest floor and hunting for prey, these spiders usually live for around 1 to 2 years. The armed spider is a fascinating creature with a unique way of reproducing. With separate male and female sexes, mature males have swollen bulbs on the end of their palps, allowing easy identification of their gender. However, mating can be a dangerous game for males, as females are often longer and may see them as a tasty snack rather than a mate. To win over a female, males must perform a captivating dance or ritual, but even then they face stiff competition from other males. With so many suitors vying for attention, females can afford to be picky and may reject multiple potential mates before selecting the lucky one. It's a cutthroat world in the realm of the armed spider. During the courtship ritual of the armed spider, the male vibrates his pedipalps to signal his readiness to mate. The female will respond by remaining passive, indicating her acceptance. However, once the mating is over, the male must quickly flee or risk becoming a meal for the female. After fertilization, the female can either immediately lay her eggs or wait up to a year. When the female is ready to lay her eggs, she covers them in a clear, gelatinous liquid that hardens into a protective mass. The female can lay as many as 1,000 eggs, which she carefully wraps in silk from her spinnerets. The Brazilian wandering spider's venom is a potent neurotoxin that evolved as an accessory to aid in the external digestion of their prey. This complex mixture of peptides and proteins is used by most spiders to incapacitate their prey, and in mammals it can be deadly. In fact, the LD50 of this spider's venom is only 0.0006 milligrams per kilogram, but it only has 0.4 milligrams to 1.2 milligrams of venom in its entire body to deliver. The bite of the Brazilian wandering spider can have serious consequences for humans. Within a short time, symptoms such as shortness of breath, excessive salivation, tremors, and convulsions can appear. Additionally, victims may experience hypothermia, excessive sweating, high or low blood pressure, nausea, and blurred vision. Men can also experience priapism, an intense and painful erection that can last for hours. Interestingly, this has led researchers to investigate the venom's potential use in treating erectile dysfunction, a condition that affects millions of men worldwide. In one case, a single spider killed 2 children in São Sebastião, Brazil. In 2005, a British man spent a week in a hospital after he was bitten by a Brazilian wandering spider that had traveled to the country in a shipment of bananas. In late 2013, a family in London, England, had to move out of their home so it would be fumigated because it was infested with tiny Brazilian wandering spiders. An egg sac deposited in a banana bunch was shipped to the family's local grocery store. After the bananas were purchased, the egg sac broke open, releasing its potentially deadly contents. The spider has killed 14 people, but thankfully an antidote to the venom exists. All it takes is a sudden movement in the bathroom for a Brazilian wandering spider to appear, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who encounters it. In a recent video, a brave man comes face to face with this venomous arachnid and manages to contain it using a lid. With his heart racing and his hands trembling, he calls out to his wife for help. The spider, sensing the man's fear, assumes its attack position with its front legs raised, ready to strike. Despite the man's efforts to capture it, the spider proves elusive and evades his attempts to restrain it. leaving behind a lasting impression of fear and excitement as the man cracks a joke about starting his morning in Brazil.
And that's how you start your morning out here in Brazil.
The absence of endangered statuses for any of the Phoenutria spider species is a positive sign for their population. Although their venom is potent against humans, scientists believe that their venom composition may have evolved due to coevolution of prey-predator interactions. It may have been beneficial for them to have venom components that work on vertebrates, since they live in a tropical area with lots of small amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. The effect of the venom on mammals may have been due to natural selection, because of the color signals and defensive behavior that are typical of Phoenutria. Despite being the monster of the bug world, Brazilian wandering spider does have natural predators in raccoons and other small insectivore animals. So, next time you grab a banana, make sure to check for any unwanted eight-legged visitors. You never know, it might just save you from an awkward conversation with your urologist. And don't forget to leave a like on the video, smash that subscribe button, not the spider, for more amazing beasts. I just do accents at the end of videos because who's gonna stop me, right? Bye!